the show again today. I'm here with Debbie Reynolds. She is Stahl's Data Protection Officer, and she also is the Director of their eDiscovery subsidiary. Thank you for coming in and being on the show.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure, Lee.
So today we're going to talk a little bit about the differences between eDiscovery and computer forensics, and when it's necessary to bring in an expert to actually be the testifying expert or to handle more sensitive issues, and what you look for when you're pulling in a computer forensic expert to assist one of your projects.
Well, it's never not a good idea to bring out a forensic person. So I try to get someone who's a professional in forensics on every case that we have. So it just depends. Some big corporations, they actually have people, because they do so much litigation, they have people who are captive to their organization and do it. More times than not, they either farm out that work to a company like Lee's company, or they come to me and they ask me for recommendations. So just depends on sort of where they are, what they're doing, who's available. For me, it's really important that I work with people that I trust, smart people like Lee, who knows what they're doing. For me, I tell people I don't chase, company names. I chase the talent. So, if I've had situations where I've had an investigator or a forensic person, go from one company to the next, and as a stipulation of us working with them, that case went with them because they had the knowledge. So, for me, the thing that I look for is, a company that, again, people that I know and trust, people that I know are smart, that know what they're doing, people who can really present themselves, because a lot of times you're going into a situation, you've not met these people, you're going in there, touching their data, people are like very sensitive about it. IT people can be very territorial. So having someone who can really put people at ease and be very professional in a situation where it's semi-hostile, where that the IT guy takes pride in what he's doing, he thinks he's the expert, so you have to kind of disarm.
Yeah, and how often are IT people hostile?
Oh, 1,000% of the time. They're always hostile in some way. Some are more passive aggressive than others, but this is their baby. This is, you have to work with them to get access to the data. And a lot of times they feel like, well, why can, I do this, instead of this other person.
And part of the problem, like when I've worked with IT people, usually they're defensive because they're having extra work to do.
Oh, absolutely.
And they're involved in litigation.
Absolutely.
And so, what I try to do is I try to sit down with them and say, hey, look, this is my role. I need to understand enough of your stuff so that you don't have to talk to the attorneys.
Right.
And then I can buffer you from that so that you can do your daily work.
Right.
And when they hear that, it helps them to understand, okay, you're here to save me from a deposition.
Oh, absolutely.
Then they're more willing to work with you.
Absolutely. I think the challenge is to get, when you start a litigation, companies, in order to try to save money, that's where they want to save money. They don't want to spend money on a forensic person. But if I compare cases against one another, two cases that are very similar, one that has a forensic person, one who doesn't, the one that has a forensic person, down the line, their case is more smooth because we don't have a lot of questions about who did what is where. We don't have a question about who needs to sign affidavits, who needs to go to court, all that stuff. So all that headache down the line is eliminated when we bring in someone. And I've had people on cases tell me who decided that they didn't want to bring in someone, they said that was a bad decision. We should have really brought in someone.
In my opinion, I think it's important to know who the person that's going to be responsible for the affidavit. If they've never testified in court before, that's a potential problem. And
Absolutely.
A lot of times people don't ask those questions.
No.
Other things like, do they have some type of certification that shows that they mastered the field of computer forensics?
Right.
And did they have to take an exam that was proctored by some independent party to assess that so that that your person truly has the knowledge. They're not just,
Right.
they didn't just attend a class and
Right.
have a certificate, because that's a little bit of a difference. And there are many people, though, that I've encountered that haven't had the formal certifications and are very bright, but when you're putting the people up, they've got to survive a challenge against their admissibility as an expert.
Right.
If they don't have cases of record, if
Right.
none of the judges know who the person is,
Mm-hmm.
those things are definitely problems. And then oftentimes, I've seen new experts get up and make basic beginner mistakes where they let the attorney override what their report is,
Right.
and they let the attorney write the affidavit for them, and then it gets stretched too far,
Oh,
and
absolutely.
then there might have been many good things that they had to say, but all of it goes out the window because they didn't know how to
Yeah.
manage the hard-nosed driven litigator that wants that report to be aggressive. So
Right.
you have to listen and understand those driven litigators,
Right.
but you also have to protect them from
Absolutely.
from killing their case.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they assume that whatever expert you put there has those skills, and a lot of them don't know when they're getting into trouble. They need to be able to stand up for themselves
Right.
and do it professionally
Absolutely.
and objectively.
Absolutely. So a lot of times they don't know what they don't know. We had a person that actually went out and got a cell phone for a case, and we were like, we don't want anyone to touch it. We want the forensic people to look at it or whatever. And he thought, oh well, I'm smart. I know how to do this stuff. Not that he wasn't smart, but this is not his area of expertise. And he turned his phone on, and basically, the person who had the data on the phone has sent a command to the phone to be erased, so when they turn it on, it wiped out all the stuff.
So they didn't put it in a Faraday bag.
No, they didn't put it in a Faraday bag. They didn't put it in airplane mode.
No.
They went to Walgreens, got a cord, stuck the cord in the thing, and turned it on, and that was it.
And so then that becomes like a spoliation claim
It was a
against.
spoliation, yeah.
Those are-
So yeah, it's just everyone thinks, oh, I have a cell phone, so I can do this. It's like, no, this is. I think people need to understand that what you guys do is very different than what we do in eDiscovery and what a normal person doing IT can do. Because you have a different aim in mind, and you understand spoliation of evidence and how to get data in the right formats, where another person would not know that because that's not their background, that's not their training, and that's not the purpose of what they're handling data for.
Well, I really thank you for being on the show again to talk about this. It was great. I look forward to seeing you again soon.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you.